Hi and welcome. Today I'm going to show you how to make the simplest dairy-free ice cream. Now before I do, this is a great recipe for those who have dairy intolerances or allergies especially, and those who are suffering with estrogenic type cancers as well, because our dairy contains growth hormones and also estrogen from the cow's hormones themselves, so it goes into our milk. And we want to be having more natural foods and prevent the body from inflammation, and dairy is one of the most inflammatory types of foods. So let's get started so I can show you what we're going to use in this really easy peasy recipe. So here I've got some frozen bananas. Now freeze your bananas whole in your freezer so they don't clump up and stick together. I've actually frozen 4 bananas whole and I've just chopped them up. So just let them semi-melt and cut them into pieces. I've got 4 bananas, but you'd need about, say, 1 banana for a 2 scoop serving. And here I've got a mixture of frozen berries. I've got some raspberries, I've got some cherries, a few blueberries there, and some red currants also. And then we're just going to use a drizzle of your favorite plant-based milk. I've got coconut milk, but you really don't need to use milk. You can save yourself some money and use water. We just want to drizzle just to get this moving when we put it in our processor or blender. Right, so let me get this going for you so I can show you just how simple this really is. So in go my frozen bananas. And you want to have some ripe bananas for this recipe so that you get a nice sweet ice cream. This is about a generous handful of berries I've got here. And then just a little drizzle to start off with. In fact, let me put the lid on because I've got one of those processors where you can actually drizzle the liquid through the top slowly. So I'm going to start to put this on, get this going, and I'm just going to drizzle, just eyeball this, guys. Drizzle the milk in as it's going round. Right. I think it'd be better if I cover this. I don't want it going all over the place. Right, so let's get started here. I'm just going to mix this around a little bit so that it goes all around the blades. You don't want to put too much liquid in here, guys, because then you're going to get a smoothie rather than an ice cream.
We have 2 comments here, one from Yumi Bless and one from Khalil. Yumi Bless says good evening all, and Khalil says hello. Hello Khalil and hello Yumi, thank you for joining us.
Hi Khalil and hi Yumi, thanks for joining us here today. Right, I think I've got it now. So just be patient with it, especially if you haven't got a very powerful blender or processor. Don't be tempted to use more liquid, otherwise you're going to get a smoothie. This is the consistency you want. It's nice and frozen and it's thick. And I'm going to scoop out some of the ice cream now. So let me show you what I'm doing. I made a spelt crepe earlier, and this was really simple. I just did it with a little drizzle of something called yacon, which I'll explain a bit later. It's a root vegetable syrup, and I put a teaspoon of that in with some spelt flour and water, mixed it into a batter, and on a dry pan, I just made this crepe. Right, so let's put the ice cream in. There, look at that. So you want a nicely well-formed ice cream. Now, let's just throw on a few berries. That's looking good already. Now, the other thing I'm going to put on here is, you may have heard of cacao powder. Now, cacao powder is a really high source of has a really high source of magnesium. In fact, cacao powder has the highest form of magnesium in any food on the planet. And it's the raw powder from the cocoa nut. The cocoa itself in superstores is the steamed version of the raw cacao powder, which is high in iron, magnesium, and it's really great if you want to just make a simple chocolate sauce. Instead of buying that processed, sugary, refined type chocolate sauces you get in the stores. So what I'm going to do is use my yacon. So yacon is a dark root vegetable syrup, and it's sort of in between a kind of like caramel type, I'd say sort of honey taste. It's really lovely to use in desserts. Now, it's great for people who are suffering with diabetes because it's low on the glycemic index, doesn't spike the blood like sugar, and it's also full of antioxidants, and it's great for the absorption of calcium and iron, and it's really good in terms of just using it in, you know, anything like any desserts, like your cakes and your desserts, etc. And it also contains potassium. So let me just start by adding a few teaspoons. Let me show you what I'm doing. A few teaspoons of the yacon. All I want to do is just wet this powder, and I'm going to mix it into a thick sauce. Keep mixing, because you can overdo it, you see, with the syrup. As you keep mixing, you're going to see it transform. See that? This is good quality food, guys. You know, we want to be eating the real deal. We want to be taking care of our health. We still want to enjoy, you know, our nature's natural sweets, and this is what nature's natural sweets is about. Now, I like my my chocolate sauce, I should say, dark. It has a rich chocolate taste, and I don't mind, you know, it being rich and dark if it's just drizzled in small amounts. But if you want more of a milk chocolate, you can just drizzle a tiny bit of milk, okay, at a time. Keep mixing till you get that smooth consistency that's ready to drizzle over your dessert. You can just add a little bit more. You could add water. You don't have to use milk. Or if you wanted to, you could just add more yacon. There, look at that. There you've got really simple, healthy, delicious chocolate sauce at your fingertips. See that, guys? Right, so I'm going to just drizzle that, if you can see it, with my chocolate sauce. Just put a little bit on there. Let's dot a little bit around the edge. And last but not least, now if you saw my video yesterday, you would have seen that I made a recipe using some really good quality nuts. I've got walnuts and I've got Brazil nuts made into a just crumble here with some dried fruits. And I've just got some cranberry and I've got some goldenberry in there with my nuts. I'm just going to put that over there. And I got these from my favourite nut and berry shop, and they sell excellent quality seeds as well, called The Nutcase. Now, come on, guys, if you've not been there, if you're in London and you can get to West 12, go and have a look inside that shop. You will not be disappointed. You've got pecans, you've got walnuts, you've got mulberries, you've got all kinds of manner of nuts and berries and seeds. Really inexpensive, great quality. And of course, you've got your high protein here. So I'm just going to give you one more look at that, which is absolutely amazing. You've got your ice cream, you've got your spelt going on. See if I can cut through this. And you've got your berries. Now, your berries are high in antioxidants. And you also have, berries also fight free radicals, which basically affect our cells, our DNA. So this is all, immune boosting food, cell protection food, and absolutely amazingly delicious and simple to put together. I'm going to put the link to the Nutcase in the description. But also, after this video, we'll put the video to come up where I showed you, or my son actually showed you, how to make this crumbola mixture. And he made it with a yogurt smoothie bowl, which was absolutely amazing. So that video will pop up after this. You'll see how to make that and where to get the ingredients as well at the Nutcase. And I'm going to just give this a taste. Absolutely gorgeous, guys. And so simple. So easy, so simple, so nutritious. No refined sugars, all healthy stuff. Spelt maintains all its minerals. After milling, just make a simple spelt crepe like this with your ice cream, your nuts and your berries. All good, wholesome food to keep you well and healthy. So Khalil says hello. And Khalil is actually one of the managers at the Nutcase. And Khalil, I'm glad you enjoyed the bread I made yesterday for you guys. And it was made with your lovely ingredients. So of course, it's going to taste amazing. And Yumi says, could I use walnut milk? You can use any type of milk you choose, okay? Completely up to you. You can even just use water. Save yourself a bit of money if you haven't got milk at home. If you've got bananas and you've got some berries or some fresh fruit, then you can make ice cream today, but make sure that they're frozen bananas and preferably frozen fruit as well, so you get that, ice cream consistency. And how long does it last? Not very long in my kitchen. No, but seriously, you can freeze it. You can make batches and you can scoop it into an airtight container, stick it in your freezer, and then just leave it out to semi-melt and take a scoop, and you've got instant ice cream. And you can have it on top of floaters, just have it as a floater over a smoothie or something, you know, like a shake, which is amazing. You can do that and put a little bit of crumbola on the top and berries, and it just looks so good. Could you get yacon from the supermarket? Ocado sell yacon, as far as I know. I'm not sure about Sainsbury's, but I definitely know, and Waitrose. I think Waitrose do it as well. I've purchased mine online, but if you look at Ocado, definitely has it online. You can have a look there. Looks delicious. It is delicious. It's really, really tasty, and it is so good, as Val has said. Thank you, Val, for joining us. Thank you, Yumi, and thank you so much, Khalil, for joining me here today. And I'll be back tomorrow with more health tips, health information to help you along your healthy living journey. I'm going to enjoy this now. Take care and see you again.